Hi everyone, welcome back to the course. In this first section, we'll start with the foundation, what generative AI is, how it works, and why it matters. This will give you the right mental model before we move into agents and autonomous systems. So let's start with the basics. What exactly is generative AI? Generative AI refers to a class of AI systems that can create new content. This content can be text, images, audio, video, or even your computer code. Unlike traditional software that follows fixed rules, generative AI learns patterns from large amount of data and then uses those patterns to produce something new. For example, instead of just recognizing an image, generative AI can create a brand new image from a text description. So as you can see how ChatGPT creates an image of a dog playing frisbee by just providing text input to it. In simple terms, generative AI learns from the data and uses that learning to generate original outputs that feel human like. So now the question arises how this generative AI is different from traditional AI. So traditional AI systems are mainly focused on analysis and decision making. For example, they classify emails as spam, predict values, recommend products, or detect objects in images. While generative AI, on the other hand, focuses on creation. It doesn't just analyze existing data, it produces new data. A simple way to think about it is traditional AI answers questions while generative AI creates things. So, this shift from prediction to creation is what makes generative AI so powerful. Here are few examples of both traditional AI and generative AI. Traditional AI can be used in tasks like spam detection, image recognition, and others, while generative AI can be used in tasks like text generation, image generation, and others. You can see in the generative AI examples how we can just provide text input to the AI and it can generate new text or new images. So now let's look at how does generative AI really works. At a high level, generative AI works in two main phases, training and inference. During training, the model is trained on very large datasets, often called large corpora. These can include books, articles, images, audio, and code. From this data, the model learns patterns, structures, and relationships. Once training is complete, we move to inference. This is when you interact with the model by giving it a prompt. The model then uses what it learned during the training phase to generate new content. In short, training teaches the model and inference lets it create. So what can generative AI actually create? As we have seen few examples in previous slides also, let's see some more examples. Like it can generate text such as articles, summaries, conversations, and translations. It can create images and design assets from simple descriptions, produce speech and music, and even generate videos and animations. For developers, generative AI can write code, fix bugs, and return structured outputs like tables or JSON. Because of this wide range of capabilities, generative AI is considered multimodal. Finally, why is generative AI important? It boosts productivity by automating repetitive tasks. It accelerates creativity by helping people brainstorm, write, and prototype faster. It enables personalization at scale, allowing systems to adapt content for individual users. Most importantly, generative AI forms the foundation for more advanced systems, including Agentic AI, where models don't just generate content but also take actions and work towards goals. Let's look at how generative AI boosts productivity in real everyday work. For example, after a meeting, generative AI can take long transcripts or raw notes and instantly produce clear summaries, action items, and key decisions. Similarly, when working with the data, it can transform raw tables or spreadsheets into structured reports, charts, and readable insights. In both cases, generative AI removes repetitive manual work and helps teams move faster with less effort. So that concludes our introduction to generative AI. In the next section, we will step back and look at the evolution of AI, followed by the evolution of large language models, and understand how LLMs become a core building block of generative AI. This historical perspective will help you clearly see why today's AI systems work the way they do.